And then finally at the bottom, it lists the wages on average, how much that person makes annually and per hour on average within the United States. But they can also, let's say if they're exploring going to California or Nevada or North Dakota, they can select that state and it gives the median income for that particular field area. And then they can explore other jobs as well, and it has other resources that the children may be able to tap into as well. And so with this particular one, they have the American Association for Critical Care, American Association for Diabetes Education. And so it just gives a plethora of information that families can utilize to explore further careers. And we're going to take a short break, and after the break, we'll go into specific careers, and we'll talk a little bit more about ONET and how you can explore careers within education and exactly what you can do to better equip your child to utilize the ONET within your own home and educate them on careers within the education field or other education fields. So we will be back after the break.
Right now, you might be struggling through your classes or even failing them. You might be worried that you may not finish high school. There might have even been a thought that you may not be smart enough. Well, the New Heights Educational Group begs to differ. We not only think you are smart enough, but with our help, you will complete your high school diploma. The New Heights Educational Group strives to improve your academic success through its tutoring services. To learn more, please visit newheightseducation.org and contact us. New Heights Educational Group, educational resources to help reach your goals.
This podcast is brought to you by Silicon Valley High School, the world's fastest growing, video-based, self-paced, teacher-supported, fully accredited online school that's recommended by more than 96% of students. Take individual courses at just $95 each, or earn your high school diploma at any age. Check us out at svhs.co.
Welcome back. This is your host, Buffy Williams, and you're listening to the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education, and tonight's topic is careers in education. Before the break, we were talking about the ONET Online, which is sponsored by the Department of Labor, and it is also developed by the National Center for the ONET Development. And it's designed so that students and adults, researchers, and HR professionals can explore the different careers that are out there. But tonight's topic is careers in education. And so if you're wondering what jobs are on the top 20 list, I will go through some of them for you. So one of the ones that surprised me was under the education, and this is why it's so important to explore fields in education, because sometimes our views are kind of narrowed in what we consider different fields within the education. And so the first one on the top 20 list was Adapted Physical Education Specialist. And then underneath that is Directors in Religious Activities and Education. And then Special Education Teachers in Middle School, Kindergarten and Elementary. And then in Preschool, Special Education. And also Basic Adult Education and Literacy is on the list. And of course, we just talked about health educators and then educators in post-secondary education. But they have a lot of the jobs that are here that have a bright outlook. And I'll tell you why this is so important. A lot of times when we look at careers in education, we only think about being an elementary school teacher or being a high school teacher. There's so much more to explore within the field of education. You have educational guidance counselors, educational administrators, and the younger a child is when they start to explore these things, the more they can kind of hone in exactly what their areas of interest is. So it could be education and training within, the library or library aides, or even going into administration, and it kind of cuts the learning curve for them. So I encourage students, if you're listening out there, to talk with your parents about the career field that you're interested in, and with your parents' help, hopefully you can conduct some informational interviews with people within the field of education and just ask them, what did it take for you to get here to this particular place? And utilize that time wisely. If someone if your parents allow you to, or accompany you on an informational interview, I should say, because definitely do this with your parents, and don't go unguided. But if you reach out to someone and you are interested in their field, don't be afraid to just sit down and write out a list of questions that are very structured. Run them by your parents. Make sure that you've articulated your thoughts the way that you want to, and ask the questions that you need to, because now is the best time to go ahead and explore those fields and see exactly where your areas of interest are. And maybe you can shadow them one day. I know that students still have shadow days, and I don't know what that's going to look like after COVID-19, of course. But there are also ways that you can Zoom and use technology to talk with people in the field of education and explore additional careers, maybe in administration or even at the central office or on the state or national level within education. And of course, my background within the educational field was in a federal TRIO program. And so there are many different ways and avenues that you can go into as far as education is concerned. And so have an informational interview, and simply what that is an interview in reverse, but you're really just exploring what a particular person does for their job, why did they like that particular job, or what things did they find most difficult about it, what their education level was going into it, because a lot of the time, sometimes we are a little bit naive in thinking that one particular track takes us to a destination. I think about Lester Holt, who's on the nightly news, and we would automatically assume, because he's so great at his job, that he went to school for broadcasting. But Lester Holt, he did not graduate from college. And so it's little things like that sometimes people take a different path to get to where you think you want to go. And so just exploring the opportunities in education and having the informational interviews and job shadowing people, if you have an opportunity within a safe environment with your parents' permission, is a great way to look at fields in education. So I know that probably a lot of my listeners want to know more about additional careers, specifically within the K through 12 area. And so let's see what we have here. So we have resource teachers that are have a bright outlook as well within the field of education. But I wanted to do this topic, specifically for the high school students who are getting ready to go out into the career field right now, or go out into the workforce, whatever they decide to do, join the military, or maybe they're taking a gap year and they're just kind of exploring, what is the next thing for them on the horizon as far as their career is concerned. And they're exploring, whether or not they have made the right decision. Some people go into college and they change their major, or some people go and they decide that that's not what they want to do. They maybe want to, go into a technical or another route. But whatever route you choose, whether it's a technical school, whether you choose to get a career, whether you choose to be an apprentice, and learn a trade, just remember that do the best at whatever it is that you decide to do, and take the time to learn your craft and explore all your avenues within the field of education. Uh, I hope that tonight's topic in careers in education has given you an opportunity to not only explore the field of education, but also using the ONET opens you up to other ways in which you could explore careers in any particular field. And if you're looking for a life transition, parents out there, and you're looking for different avenues or different things that you may be interested in because you're in the second phase of your life and you want to explore maybe something that you've been passionate about before now and you didn't get an opportunity to, I encourage you to use the ONET Online, which is again sponsored by the U.S. Department of Labor, and it gives a wealth of information regarding careers in education and any other field. But I also want to let you know that my topic for next week's show is going to be multimedia learning, multimedia and education. So I hope that you have an opportunity to join us on next week. And as always, I am grateful for my listeners, and I want to thank you all so much for all the support that I have been receiving on social media and in person. For those of you who know me personally, I really enjoy bringing this information to you, and I hope that you join us on next week. So again, from me to you, I just want to let you know that I'm grateful to have all of you out there as my listeners for the New Heights Educational Group, the New Heights Show on Education. And tonight's topic was careers in education, and on next week we will be discussing multimedia learning and multimedia in education.
We hope that you join us next week. That's our time, and you have been listening to the New Heights Show on Education. I'm your host, Buffy Williams. If you like what you've heard, search for us on your smart speaker and listen to us anytime. Thank you for listening. Good night. Until we meet again next Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we discuss next week's topic. Enjoy expanded content from the New Heights Education Group hosts on Blog Talk, iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, and Watch No Learn.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. Don't forget to rate us and follow us on your podcast player. Check out our show page, radio.newheightseducation.org, for monthly announcements and other happenings.